Good afternoon, Crimson Tide Nation, and welcome to the 24th edition of Crimson Tide Live right here on Alabama, the Voice of College Football, simulcast on the Voice of College Football / Twitter account, where we go over on how spring is near and signing day is here. 2 more days. And let me tell you something, folks, it's going to be a wild ride. But first, we'll be going over our take on Ryan Grubb coming back to Tuscaloosa. Now, that's going to be a fun one right there. I tell you, it's going to be a fun one. Johnny, how you doing today, man?
Doing well, doing well. Hanging in there, every day, just doing the grind, the grind. Warm weather today down south. I know the last few weeks we've been talking about all the misery of the cold, but now it's warming up down here, and so it's actually I'm not gonna say it was hot today. It wasn't hot, but it was different, which is good.
Well, I mean, I will say though, that's that Bama weather for you. One day it's hot, next minute it's cold. Hey, we got a little guest with us, Roscoe the dog. What's up, man?
So
He's our
he's
mascot.
sitting there clawing me to death, wanting to get in my lap. It's he's a lap dog. He's just clawing, wanting me to get in my lap. But hey, you got to behave yourself now. So I'm gonna put you back down. And you go eat your bone.
There you go.
Nah, go eat that bone, boy.
Well, there you go. Well, we got a little something for him that he might enjoy, and that's a YouTube membership for Alabama with the Voice of College Football, where you can become a Crimson Faithful member for $2.99 a month, where you'll get a loyalty badge next to your name in the comments and in the live chat. Oh, he loves the YouTube memberships. Well, I'll go over some more, Roscoe, because you'll love the custom emojis to use in the comments and in the live chat, and you get a member shout out. For $4.99 a month, you can become a Saban Disciple, where you can get a priority reply to comments and access to a monthly hangout from yours truly and Johnny Burtz, Jeffrey on Talk Sports, and Manny Wilson, who does videos right here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football once a week. And finally, you can become a Bear Bryant legend for $9.99 a month, where you can connect with us on social media and give out content requests of any kind. And neither rain, nor sleet, nor snow, nor bad internet will put a stop to fulfilling your request on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. We will not let we do not let anything stop us from fulfilling your request, especially
Nothing slips through the cracks.
Agreed, especially when you become a Bear Bryant legend on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. And top-notch book to get for Valentine's Day is the Disputed National Champions, College Football's Historical 1990s Reset, written by Mark Rogers, where you'll learn about what happened during the 90s, how the decade changed sport, why the championship results should be questioned, how to critically think through the snares, and to appreciate the accomplishments of teams that were not recognized as champions. This book provides an in-depth analysis of the changes, controversies, and outcomes that defined the decade of college football. It challenges readers to explore and critically evaluate the decisions that shaped the national championship landscape, unlock the mysteries of college football's most debated decade. Grab your copy now. All right, we got some good news. But bad news for some, but we'll wait and see. We got Ryan Grubb coming back to Tuscaloosa, and that is going to be awesome. However, what does this mean for Nick Sheridan? That's going to be the question right there.
Well, there'll be definitely some obstacles, but I don't know. I haven't had a chance to look and see if Ryan Grubb and Nick Sheridan have crossed paths in the coaching profession, because like I said last week, it's a family. I mean, it's everybody's interconnected. You got to know somebody to know this to be able to, and connections and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a brotherhood. So how many times has Grubb been at Alabama?
Grubb was there for a week or so, for 2024, but then the Seattle Seahawks called up him about becoming the OC.
But was he at Alabama under Saban? I can't remember, Jack.
No,
No,
only DeBoer.
only DeBoer. Okay, but anyway, uh, I'm not sure what's going to happen with regard to that right now. Everything says that Sheridan's still going to be there. We'll see. Um, but I guess DeBoer uh, got to wanted to make some changes, and Grubb is a good qualified individual, has a lot of success, and not necessarily did a bad job at Seattle. I mean, we looked at their NFL stats for the offense and everything. They were, I mean, they were, I guess, in the top 1/3. I mean, not at the very top, but they were up there. And so I don't know, sometimes with coaches, it's personalities and gelling and philosophies and that kind of scenario, and how much control the head coach is going to have over the offense. And if it's a lot of control, then there's going to be some butting heads with an offensive coordinator. So honestly, I don't think he did a bad job at Seattle as the offense coordinator, but maybe personalities. And so obviously he has a very tight, good relationship with regard to Coach DeBoer, and that's going to benefit Alabama. So not sure Nick Sheridan, but I feel like it's going to be a positive for Alabama, definitely, because those two guys have known each other a long time, and so there's not going to be any second guessing or anything like that. Once you know somebody so long, then your instincts kind of merge, and so it's a good situation for Alabama. Now I was wrong. You remember I predicted that he wouldn't come because his wife's Michigan grad and all that kind of stuff. But once again, old Johnny's wrong. I was telling you earlier, Jack. I mean, I'm glad I'm not gambling this year because man, I'd be broke. Every prediction I've made has been wrong. So anyway, but yeah.
Well, and I was looking back at the history that Ryan Grubb has with Kayla DeBoer, and they both did a fantastic job at Fresno State with Jake Hayner in 2021. I mean, everybody talks about Michael Penix, but I don't ever hear people talking about the job that DeBoer did at Fresno and what Grubb was doing as the OC then. I mean, I keep thinking about that game-winning drive that Fresno State had against UCLA in week 3 of the 2021 season. I mean, that was huge. And then like a year later, they both go over to Washington, and we see them creating some magic for the Huskies, so much to the point that everybody even forgot that Washington lost to Montana in 2021. And
yeah. Well, I was going to say, too, do you see where Chip Kelly's leaving Ohio State? That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. Like 16 years ago, like Chip Kelly going over to coach under Pete Carroll, that's something nobody would be thinking about. I mean, it's like he goes from taking the Pac-10 from Pete Carroll to joining him to be the right-hand man for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I wonder what Ryan Day's going to want to backup plan on that one is. May hire Nick Sheridan. No, I'm just kidding. That's awful to say.
Ryan Day will be fine. They'll get a lot of good coaching candidates. I mean,
oh yeah.
But yeah, like for me, something I should have noticed was that press conference that DeBoer had last week, where when he was asked would he be open to having Ryan Grubb on the coaching staff, he didn't say yes. He did not say yes, but he didn't say no.
Yeah.
How? Well, he told him, if he needs anything, let me know. That's what I tell him. That was the key takeaway right there. Those are the things to watch out for when watching press conferences of any kind.
It's and the wording too, and what you'll find too, Jack, is there's a lot of agents involved. Head coaches, assistant coach, they all have agents, and they're all talking in the background. So you got to be careful. You got to paint it as generic as you can to the public because those agents in the background are just this trying to negotiate, and so yeah, I can see him painting that little generic canvas. But yeah, so it's probably a decision was made a while back. Only thing that was left was the financial aspect of it.
Oh, agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
But I wonder if we're gonna see Sheridan stay on at any part of the staff. Like, does it mean he's gonna be the co-offensive coordinator? Is he gonna be? Because I mean, it doesn't look like he's gonna be. Because I mean, they're just gonna be like, nope, we're giving
Well, they're
that to Rub.
yeah. Well, right now they're just following the company line and all the whatever. Right now he's going to stay, and we value him, and he's had. Obviously, they've opened the opportunity for him to stay there uh, if he's upset. I guess being demoted. I don't know if it's called being demoted or whatever you want to call it. People have, I don't know, in the coaching profession, sometimes you can say it's a demotion. Sometimes it's just, just a change in the staff. Just comes down to the continuity of the staff, how much they like each other. He'll obviously have a little bit of time to make a decision if he wants to go elsewhere, if he wants to stay there and be, part of the staff. That'll be on him now and his agent.
Oh yeah,
Because he'll now have an agent out there putting out feelers to other schools and stuff, yada, 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 all that kind of stuff.
oh
There's a
yeah.
lot that goes on behind the scenes. It's crazy.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, appears to me that the signs are he's going to be staying in Tuscaloosa for now, but we'll definitely wait and see. I mean, I'm looking
Well,
at it.
now previously he was tight end coach and
Mhm.
for DeBoer. So I mean, it depends on if he's happy, if he's comfortable, if his feelings are hurt, what other opportunities might be thrown his way. We'll see. Yeah, it's up to him. He's got to pull that trigger. So, but obviously he has an opportunity to stay. What I've read in the reports.
Oh yeah, and I'm curious to see where what happens. Like, cause I mean, it's like, and like you said, like it seems like he's staying for now, but it's a weird cycle. Cause I mean, you wouldn't think there'd be coaches staying, talking about, oh well, we're gonna leave. Oh well, we're gonna stay in February, but sometimes no news is good news, but I'm just glad he's not our primary play caller for 2025. Because I mean, the guys that we've got returning for 2025, like Ryan Williams and company, that's going to be huge.
It's a good situation, and we'll see who. Like we haven't seen a transfer portal quarterback coming in, so evidently, pretty happy with that. They must not be out there recruiting because if you're, that Oklahoma quarterback went to Auburn. Obviously, if Alabama would have offered, he'd have jumped at a chance to come to Alabama more so than Auburn. And as we look at the programs and where they are at this point in time, so it'll be interesting to see um, what generates itself in the next few weeks. But used to all this was done by now, but as we'll look at that transfer portal date stuff, I mean everything just keeps dragging and dragging. I mean they just keep dragging everything out, and there's no cutoff dates. It's just nonstop, and so who knows? Maybe a month now we hear he's leaving. Back in the old days, it was great. It was just done after January. Everybody's ready to roll for the next season, get some stability. But now it's just constant. It's a professional model. Hire me, fire me, find the next job.
Yeah. Well, we got a hello from Rough Rider Returns. How you doing today, good buddy? Long time no see, man. Thank you for tuning in to today's edition of Crimson Tide Live.
Rough Rider. I like it.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, man. He's a cool dude to hang out with.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's another topic that we've got, and
Yeah.
something happened this Saturday. It involves some of our guys that were there. It was in the Senior Bowl. How did every Alabama player perform? And the headline was Jalen Milroe. He was not having a good day from what it looked like because he had minus 12 yards on 6 attempts, and he only completed 3 of 5 passes for 21 total yards. It's insane.
Yeah, I looked at it, but in the overall scope of it, the game itself really doesn't matter because it's what you do during the practices where you're there in front of these professionals and the coaches, and they're looking at what you offer during practice, and they learn more during practice than they do in a game. And because Jack, in a game, there's no set starters. As far as they're going to play the majority of the game, you know what I'm saying. You start, this starter, and so he's going to play the majority of the snaps. And these type of game all-star games, they're going to constantly be rotating players in and out, in and out, and so you really get no flow, no rhythm of the game. You never know who's going. You're in this play, this series, and you got this guy at left tackle. Then the next series, you got this guy. The next series, another guy. They're constantly rotating people around. So it'd be great if you walk in there and everything you hit it right and it's just perfect, and you've got the protection, you've got the time, you've got the reads and all that kind of stuff. But in game all-star games where you got a week to practice, I mean, not going to happen. So sometimes you have players just get lucky, but really for the guys that are there, it's what you're doing during practice. Okay, those agents, those people, those professionals, those coaches are watching you in practice, looking at your footwork, looking at this, looking at that. The game itself, it is what it is. So I wouldn't put anything. And I've kind of always said this. I wouldn't put anything to the game. What you do is you increase your value during practice, where they're out there watching, and they see more in practice than just a game. And it's kind of hodgepodge.
Well, you're right, because the draft combine is going to be on from February 27th to March 2nd. So that is definitely going to be a day to look out for, the draft
Yeah,
combine.
exactly. And a lot of people, what's more important, All-Star game, Senior Bowl, or the combine? It's the combine.
Oh, yeah.
But what you do during that Senior Bowl is you allow coaches to come down there, watch you during practice, because really during the season they don't have time because they've got their own team to coach. But right now, here it is February, and dead season for them. Unless you're Kansas City and Philadelphia, so they have time to go down there and spend. So that's the benefit. So any of those, not a mistake to go play in a Senior Bowl, but the combine is the metric.
Wow.
That's the metric they're going to go by.
Well, there you go. Well, and I'm looking at C.J. Dupree, where he got 2 receptions for 30 yards, and it's like one of them was a 25-yard gain. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. And it was a good ending to the game. Did you see the ending, Jack?
Oh, yeah. Game winner from Seth Hannigan.
Yeah, is it Beck? It's Becch. Is that Beck or Besh? Or anyway, but his brother was killed in the New Orleans, the terrorist attack there, and awful. And then for him to win the MVP and have everything fell in line for him, which is awesome to see, and a great ending to the game. So that's that's storybook. That's Rudy. Make a movie, Rudy. But tragedy, and then for things to go well for him is really awesome.
Oh yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, I was really glad to see that. It was inspiring, and a great ending to the game. And so it is what it is. So I put a little into it, but individual statistics and those kind of things, I don't put a lot into it because it's just too hodgepodge. It's just throwing people out there and hoping it works.
Yeah, and
That's what it is.
Oh yeah, seems like a lot of our guys didn't do a whole lot in the Senior Bowl, huh?
Yeah. And who knows how much liberty they give the coaches, Players may say, I don't want to, this whatever number of reps. What they want to do is just down their practice and let the coaches see them during practice, because that's where you learn. And so
Yeah.
we've given the players today a lot of latitude, and they can, and then they already have agents and saying, well, we only want him on this and this, and then there's a lot of shenanigans going on behind the scenes. So, but the biggest thing is get down there and show your stuff.
Oh yeah.
And the game is just, most of them really, they care about the game, but that's not the reason they're down there. They're down there for the practices, the exposure.
Oh yeah. Well, I really hope that Milrow and friends have a lot of luck in 2025 and beyond.
He will.
Yeah, it's like the draft class for the quarterbacks is just very sloppy.
Yeah, it's kind of. But hey, today I saw who's number one in the Heisman, Manning. So the guy's hardly ever even played, and he's, the I guess the promotion, the merchandise. I don't want to whatever. And this guy, he's played maybe I don't know how much of whatever, and then now he's the Heisman leader.
Well, I mean, the Mannings are basically the college football NFL equivalent of the royal family. So
I know. Well, they're going to get one of them a Heisman before it's all over, because there was all that whatever with Peyton and the Heisman. And so one of them's going to get it.
There we go. And we got it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I was sitting there and I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah. And we got a hello from our friends, the Godfather of the SEC. How are you doing today on this fine February day, man? We are glad to see you, man. There we go. And now for an offer that any college football fan can't refuse.
Ohio State, Michigan, the greatest rivalry in sports deserves the greatest debate in sports. Monday, February 17th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on the main channel. It's the Ohio State, Michigan All Everything debate with me, taking your calls all night if it takes all night. I'm pulling no punches, so beware. Bring your best intel. It's the Ohio State, Michigan All Everything debate. It will be epic. February 17th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Be there.
There we go. Tune in for the Ohio State Michigan All Everything debate on February 17th on The Voice of College Football.
Well, greatest rivalry of all time. I'm down here in Alabama. We're gonna argue about that Auburn Alabama game. He needs to create one of those.
I'll tell you this.
Comment on that.
Here's an idea. Email Mark Rogers
Yeah.
for an Alabama Auburn everything debate. Let him know you want to see it, and he'll give the people what you want. That could happen. Like, there you go.
It happens. But anyway, yeah, great.
Oh, there we go.
All right, so we do that this week. Next week we'll have Alabama Auburn. Then we'll have the Ohio State, Michigan, and Alabama Auburn guys going.
Oh man, that'd be fine, man.
We'll have four little boxes up there. No, 6.
Yeah, because there's a few callers on The Voice College Football I don't think you've ever met, Johnny. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna get a huge kick out of them. Like, you're gonna get, yep. It's like it wouldn't be a Voice of College Football call-in debate if you don't have like the real MVP on. Like, it's like that dude. He's funny, man. Like, he calls in Thursday nights on the Alabama call-in show Thursday nights. Like, it's always pretty fun.
Yeah.
You'll get a huge kick out of him, man, if he ever calls in here.
Yeah.
But all right, we got some recruiting news. Well, we think we do. But 2025, where do we stand so far is the question. And I think the last time I looked at it, we were fourth in the
Well,
nation.
we're still fourth. I looked at it right before we started tonight, and we're fourth.
Yep.
And not that many recruits. I think they're average around 3.9. And so when you look at it, let's see, which one is that? Rivals or
That's 247 Sports I've got so far.
okay?
Hmm.
Is that me?
Huh.
All right, there we go. So Keelan's number one. It was he number one there? Go down. Keelan number one. Where I was at, Keelan was the number one recruit in the country.
There we go.
Is that him right there, or is?
Yep, that's old
Yep,
Keelan.
right there.
Got those low all earrings.
So, but I not a lot of difference between top five with regard to the ratings. I saw I was on Rivals, and it was around 3.9, 3.934, that kind of stuff, and then I went to the portal, and like I told you, Jack, I don't know if you want to be top. Ole Miss still number one in the portal. I don't know if you want to be that because I mean now you really got a lot of work to build a team. I mean the more, so you add in, I think they've got 20 something in the portal. Then you add in who they bring in as high school. Now you got a lot of new faces, and you're trying to create a team and right now we're still not finished with this portal and transfers. So I mean, you got a lot of work there to try to create a team in such a. You got 20, or I don't know how many they give them today. It used to be 20 spring practices, and then, gosh, build a team. So my point is, I don't know if you want to be top, whatever in the portal transfer rankings, and I saw where I think Alabama has 7 or 8 players, and I think Auburn has 16 or 17. So I wouldn't want to be up there high, bragging that I'm number one in the portal. That's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of personalities trying to bring them in and get them all to gel together, and I hope Coach Kiffin has the personality. He probably does. He's got a little swagger about him. So bring those guys to let the ego go and be part of the team. So it'll be interesting.
Kiffin has to do something besides run his mouth on Twitter to win the big game. So that's all he's really got to do.
Yeah. Good coach, but I would not be living on that portal.
I'm still mad. I'm still just going to be mad that we're not going to have Ole Miss USC on week 1. So it's like, I mean, the best thing Ole Miss Nation could do, like if they're bragging about, oh, we got an easy non-con, it's like, yeah, best thing they can do is just don't bring up that you cut the USC home and home, because like you robbed us of that Lane Kiffin returns to LA storyline.
Yeah.
That's like,
oh yeah.
I'm just like, I'm just gonna be like bringing it up like every time where it's like, oh well, Ole Miss won the championship draft. Yeah, well they cut that home and home against USC, robbed us of like storyline.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
Oh man. But we got a looks like we could be getting a Florida State commit. Guy's name? Darrell Bell. And Alabama's telling him keep his eyes open. He is a 4-star defensive back out of Florida. Right now, he's currently committed to Florida State, but he enjoyed his first trip. And, quote, it was a good first-time experience, Bell told Touchdown Alabama. Alabama offered Bell in October, and he shared he was amazed by the offer and liked what he was seeing from the Tide under Kalen DeBoer at the time. It's an amazing program. They have proven to people that they don't need Saban to continue greatness. Alabama wants Bell to keep his eyes open, look at his other options as they plan to recruit him. Their message is, even though you are committed to keep your eyes open, make sure whatever you choose is right for you, longevity-wise, Bell said. Yep. He is 6 foot, 187 pounds, a ball hawk at safety who can make plays on football with a great feel for timing, the snap when applying pressure, when blitzing. He feels his physicality and his high IQ will make him a good fit for Alabama's scheme. I can't wait to watch this kid, man.
Now, signings tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Oh, today's Monday. God.
Yeah, we're looking. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
Wednesday. Okay.
no worries. That's
I
fine,
thought
man.
it was Tuesday. Anyway, when you're traveling and you're doing sometimes it starts turning to mush. I got a calendar and it's just constant changing. But anyway, so yeah,
Oh, there
be
we
good.
go.
It's going to be interesting in the future how they keep working these scholarship numbers and limits and portal in, portal out, high school in, high school out. But I'm going to be honest with you, high school future, I just don't see it being anything. I mean, you're going to build your program with experience, not. Of course,
Yeah.
it'll be like the NFL draft and blah 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 and all that kind of stuff. That's the way they are to probably. I'm probably going to set it up. High school will be like an NFL draft project and do it that way. But I just go with the experience, guys, proven leaders. And that Nebraska. Did you hear that this weekend, Jack, with Nebraska?
Yes, I did. Matt Rule was talking about it.
Yeah.
They feels canceling the spring games is a possible option in the transfer portal era because he's afraid there's going to be some tampering. I know our guy Justin Adams on Nebraska at the Voice of College Football will be covering that on tomorrow's edition of Cornhuskers Live.
Yeah, pull up that transfer portal timeline, Jack, and here you go. All right, look at all these options for these guys. Okay, all right. The fourth one is maybe fair. I don't know, but you see the winter window, December 9th through the 28th. All right, you got 3 weeks. Transfer then. Then you look at the spring portal. I don't even know why. Why are we having a spring portal? And that's what Matt Rule is talking about right there. So some of these guys, all right, so seniors have graduated. So now they're going to go through spring and they're going to go through the spring practice, all right, spring game, whatever. And then they're going to use their performance in the spring game now on the April 16th as whatever, kind of like a highlight film to send to other programs and, try to generate interest or, now I'm upcoming. I wouldn't start last year, but look at me, my performance in the spring game. And then next thing you know, they're gone. And then you got the postseason window, 5-day window after the conclusion, the bowl games, that kind of stuff. I mean, everything there is to benefit the player. What happens to the team? I mean, nothing is benefiting a team here. And I don't blame the guy. I mean, that's why, so many things in the future, some people are going to figure this out. But why would I let's go through spring practice? And I don't get this spring window.
Why not move it down to May?
May, forget it. Don't even have it at all. You make your decision after in the winter window, and then that's it. I know I see the bottom one right there, head coach departure and stuff like that. I don't have too much. I understand coaches come in and they have their whatever, and you don't fit their mold of type of player. You're maybe not too fast, not fast enough what they want, or not your size. I can understand that, but the rest of it I don't get, and I don't get this 21 or whatever 19 days in the winter. I mean, give them just whatever, make your decision. But I mean, this is all benefit the player and kills the program. And so I don't blame them. I wouldn't be given the opportunity to go out there and have their spring performance game film that they've got what, 9 days to shop around out there and try to find a better deal.
Better deal, that's fine.
I mean, it's so selfish. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I know they're talking about redoing and coaches getting together and what coming up with a better. But this one right here is, I mean, it's a catastrophe. It's just, I mean, I don't blame you. I don't blame it at all. I wouldn't have a spring game. I'd spring practice, and then as long as they have that little whatever spring window, I just have spring practice. That's it. I'm not going to give them tape because they're going to use their, tape, the film to send off and whatever. Got my little agent. He's going to shop it around, try to find me a deal. Forget it. Forget it. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents.
There we go.
There you go.
But I wonder if this is going to affect Alabama a lot, because I mean, it's like it seems like it won't affect Alabama right now, but we'll definitely wait and see. And we got our buddy.
In totality, I don't think it'll be. But you're going to lose. There's going to be somebody. There's going to be a key player. There's going to be one. All right. Now you're giving everybody an option in December. Now Now we're going to give them another option headed into the summer. All right. So then there's going to be one that somebody's going to work up a little package, and then one is going to jump ship, maybe a quarterback. All right. Maybe a starting quarterback. And then boom, here we are.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Somebody needs to put me on that committee. Let me get in there and bring some Saban-esque whatever to these idiots.
There we go. Johnny Burks for NCAA president, everybody.
Yeah. Well, or just this portal committee, whatever these brainiacs, I mean, lunatics.
There you go. Or there we go. Johnny Burks for college football commissioner.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't think it's too late to have a college football commissioner election.
We need one.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be an election either. No, when politics get involved, when you get an election, just point somebody, and that one person piss everybody off. But when you do, you get politics in, they start, all these lobbyists.
Well, yeah, it's like lobbying, man, like good grief. It's like
it'd be just like Washington. I mean, everybody's all blah blah blah, and because they've already got their lobby money and that kind of stuff. So don't need politics. Definitely not. Just appoint somebody and let them run the show.
Well, we have some really, really good news, especially for our 2026 recruiting class. We've got a top wide receiver, 4-star, and we're one of the finalists. Guy's name, Cedarian Morgan, and he's named Alabama's one of the 10 finalists. The other teams are Auburn, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Ohio State, Colorado, Clemson, Miami, and Oregon. Well, I think it's going to take Colorado out once Dion leaves for the NFL.
Where's he from?
We're gonna look and see where are we looking at? Where are you? Where are you? Dadgummit. It's somewhere. But it says that he's taken unofficial visits to Alabama, Auburn, Clemson, and Florida. Morgan has been a priority target for the Crimson Tide. The product of Benjamin Russell High School received a visit from multiple.
Oh, Benjamin Russell. Oh, he's an Alabama boy. Need to keep him at home.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Need to keep him at home, Benjamin Russell. Yeah.
Well, he's becoming a man, that's for sure. And he received a visit from multiple members of Alabama's coaching staff on Friday. Head coach Kellen DeBoer, Nick Sheridan, Robert Glips, Jamarcus Shepard, Chris Kaplovic, and General Manager Courtney Morgan stopped by the school to visit with Morgan and his family. The preceding day, Morgan made the trek from Alex City to Tuscaloosa for Alabama's Junior Day. He was accompanied by multiple family members. He is on the path to becoming a 5-star by the time his senior season concludes. The 6'5" sport athlete has the potential to be a day one starter at the college level. He has the athleticism, size, and hands to contribute to a team's offensive effort in a multitude of ways. Despite being a big body wide receiver, Morgan can line up as a slot receiver or on the boundary. He finds ways to make plays regardless of where he lines on offense.
Hmm.
Our wide receivers coach, Jamarcus Shepard, has been recruiting Morgan since he was hired by Alabama last offseason. The two have a close relationship and will look to continue to build upon that in the coming months ahead of early national signing day. Alabama figures to be in the midst for the long haul. Well, we're definitely going to we'll be keeping him, like, for sure.
Yeah. And
I think we can get him.
yeah, and it'd benefit him to stay in the state of Alabama. You know, we talked about this, Jack. I mean, these guys leaving and going off, and eventually their families from here, their roots are from here, and then it benefits them once they're done with their career to be able to, you know, if they played at Alabama or Auburn, I'd rather be at Alabama, but if they play there, then they come back and they're appreciated, and the benefits far outweigh being from Alabama going to UCLA or somewhere like that, and then coming back and wanting to reestablish yourself in your community. Um, Staying home, staying local is always the better option. But
Yeah.
I don't know what these schools now have to, what package and stuff they have to generate to keep them. But it's always in their best interest to stay local within their state or within the southeast at least. But it's always better with the state. If you're from Mississippi, go to Mississippi State. If you're good, if you're good, you're good. Doesn't matter if you go to Southern Miss, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Stay within your state. You're going to be valued and appreciated through the course of your life. But if you jump ship and go to wherever and then want to come back, then it's different. But that's just me.
Well, I can't wait to see what Morgan can bring. I want to see him come on over to Tuscaloosa. I mean, we know that Colorado's not going to be in the midst for very long. Because I just don't see it. Because I do not see Colorado getting him in 2026. It's just not happening. It is just not happening.
Well, too, that's a long way from home, and that's a totally different climate environment. I mean, if you're Alabama, 32 is cold. You get up there in Colorado, you're going to be in single digits and snow all the time, and it's more fun. In the South, I mean, it's terrible. In the South, you don't want that college. You don't want that end of August, 1st September, 1 o'clock kickoff, 2 o'clock kickoff. I mean, it is muggy, roasting. But the opposite of that is being out there and kickoff, ice, snow, and it's minus 10 with the wind blowing. I think I can handle the muggy whatever better than I can handle the cold. Of course, I'm kind of biased, but
that's all right, man.
If you're from Alabama and you're going to go to Colorado, good luck on that one. It's a total shock to the system.
Oh, there you go, man. I just can't wait to see what happens. Like, I want to see some. I bet our 2026 recruiting class is going to be awesome. And Dreadnought Fear says we need a quarterback. Well, we got our guys, Keelan Russell and Ty Simpson. And I know Austin Mack is still there.
Yeah.
But that's going to be quite a battle this spring.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we keep going through every week. You got to find an edge rusher.
Oh, great. Agreed. So we're looking at our recruiting class for 2025 so far, because, I mean, one thing to remember is it's not going to be final until Wednesday, because that's the official signing day. And I've got the list of the recruits. We got our guy, Michael Carroll, our O-line, Dijon Lee, our CB, Offensive tackle, Jackson Lloyd. Ivan Taylor, our safety. Justin Hill, our edge. Ackland Deer, our running back. Derek Meadows, one of our wide receivers. Daryl Johnson, our linebacker. Brooks at wide receiver. Bo Moa as our D line. DeBose as one of our O linemen. Pritchett as our tight end. Metz linebacker. Sanders linebacker. Waldrep O line. It's going to take me a minute to pronounce his name, but that's our punter. Chuck McDonald, our cornerback. Caleb Edwards, our other tight end. Henry as our edge. Simmons is our D line. And we've got our transfer additions, but so we've got our recruits. So Johnny, who do you think is the most likely to start for 2025 in their freshman?
I'm gonna say the portal guy, the receiver from Miami, big guy.
Horton, Isaiah
Yeah.
Horton.
Right there, that guy. I'm gonna say he'll be. I'm looking at him to be able to really ignite something, with Ryan Williams, and I just hope we can get through, that spring portal without Ryan Williams jumping into it and locking that down. So,
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's awful. You don't even know who your team is until April. Are you kidding me? You don't know. You don't have a full gasp, full whatever of your team until April, and then you're going to start practice in August. So you got May, June, July.
Yeah. It's insane.
Put me on the committee. Grassroots effort. Put me on the committee.
That's funny. I just can't wait to see what happens for 2025. I'm looking forward to seeing our guy Keelan Russell. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, he's in now in school now, so he'll be on the field in the spring game, spring practice.
Hey, what up, Roscoe?
Yeah. Is Keelan in school right now? Tuscaloosa?
Not right now. I think he's still technically in high school. But we've got some news, and it's one of our former Alabama coaches. He was our strength and conditioning coach from the late 2000s to 2020 until Kirby took him. Scott Cochran, he's now the head coach of West Alabama. How are we feeling about that?
Oh, there you go. Livingston. Why would you change your name from Livingston University to a directional school? But anyway, they did. So blah blah blah. More power. All right, good for him. He'll do a good job. He's a bundle of energy, so he'll do a good job. I know he's had his demons and stuff like that, but evidently he's conquered that. But that's good. I think that'll be. When we get to the stories, I have a story about playing at Livingston or West Alabama. It's been I don't know what year they changed the name from Livingston University to West Alabama, but I got a story about that one, which is kind of funny. But anyway.
Well, and he mentions in his statement that, quote, "My own personal struggles have given me a unique perspective that allows me to expertly develop players and prepare them to go to the next level. I get to know players better than they know themselves, and I feel that I have something to give back through head coaching. This is more than a job for me. It's a calling to help young men grow both on and off the field."
Yeah, that's true. And he does. He has a story to tell, and he's in a remote part of Alabama. You been to Livingston, Jack?
It's going to take me a
If you'd
minute.
been there, you'd know it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, you hadn't been there, but yeah, that's remote Alabama. That's on the Tuscaloosa. You go to Meridian, Mississippi. Okay, it's right. Right. You get to the Alabama Mississippi line, take a left, and you go down there, and there's Livingston.
There you go.
Nice little place. Not little. I mean, I don't mean it that way, but nice place. Really is.
There we
Played
go.
there. I played there.
Oh, nice. Well, this week in college basketball, we've had we almost lost on Wednesday to Mississippi State, but we came back by a little bit. It took us a minute, but we regrouped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. That's basketball for you. It's just, yeah, and it's a grind, man. It's a grind. I mean, you just don't know. So many games, twice a week, and keeping that focus, it's a grind. It's tough. That's a tough sport.
Oh yeah. And on the bright side, we dominated the Georgia Bulldogs on Saturday.
Yeah, and now we're number 3 in the country,
Yep.
and it got a second chance. Boom. Couple of weeks right after my birthday, gonna play those Auburn Tigers. We knocked them off. We'll be number 1, I think, for a second time this season.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. There you go. And it's in Tuscaloosa, so
We just need Auburn to win against Oklahoma and Florida because, I mean, if you lose next week, it won't fetch you for the next.
Yeah. One versus whatever. Yeah, Alabama, Auburn. One of them's number 1. That's gonna be, yeah, that'd be great. But we'll see. Alabama's got to do their job. Auburn's got to do their job. We'll see. It's not gonna be easy for either one of them.
Oh man, that's
The
gonna be.
basketball, years I coached it. I mean, basketball, you can always, I'm gonna say 90 whatever percent of the time. I know some teams are lucky to go undefeated during the season, but I mean, you're always gonna lay an egg somewhere. I mean, you're just gonna go out there flat and just. So that's the demon of playing so many games. Baseball, basketball, lay an egg. Football, you lay an egg in football, and the season's about over.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it's number 1, number 2, Auburn, Alabama in college basketball.
That'd be weird. That'd be strange, and Dick Vitale and all those people. Like,
I mean,
the earth is going crazy. I mean, it's the stars and whatever. It's crazy how they're lining up there.
well, and I gotta be honest, it's like nobody would have thought this 10 years ago because it's like Alabama basketball was disastrous 10 years ago. Auburn basketball, they were looking for anybody to be the head coach, and they got Bruce Pearl be the Nets head coach. Which, I mean, I told people then, I told some of my buddies, I was like, look, this is a win for Auburn basketball. We may not see it today, tomorrow, next week, but we will see some wins for them. And then Alabama, a few years later, is getting Nate Oates from Buffalo. Boom, we're running a show in the SEC and something other than football. Bam.
Yeah, Alabama and Auburn.
Last
How's
year,
Ohio State and Michigan doing in the Big Ten basketball?
Ohio State's mid in basketball. And Michigan, they're in and out of the top 25.
Yeah.
But that's the thing also is, let me see. Alabama basketball off this week? No, actually, we got Saturday against Arkansas.
Yeah, but we don't have that Tuesday, Wednesday game.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're chill now.
You got to have that break right there. I mean, it's a grind. Man, it's a grind. I coached of course, high school basketball and everything. And, it's a grind.
But yeah,
long season, 2 games a week. I mean, football is just 1 a week. Basketball's 2.
But Alabama and Auburn, like if Clemson upsets Duke on Saturday, with Dick Vitale coming back into the broadcast booth.
Oh, is that the game he's coming back?
Yeah, it was going to be Duke Wake Forest, but
Yeah.
I got confirmation this week that it's going to be the Duke Clemson game.
Oh man. Oh great. That guy's a national treasure.
I know, right?
Baby. Oh man.
There we go. It's going to be like the first time in a couple years he's back to calling games
Yeah.
because he's had those bouts with cancer. But Auburn has Oklahoma this week, and they've got Florida coming over this week. All I can say is, I'll save them for us. Save Auburn for us. They're ours.
Yeah. Yeah. And what is it? The third year in a row Alabama's basketball has had the toughest whatever schedule with regard to the seasonal schedule, that kind of stuff. It's something there. I'll have to look it up, but I heard it yesterday or the day before. I mean, as far as tough schedules, Alabama's right up there.
Oh, it was scary right there. Because I mean, it was like years ago. Like nobody would have thought we would see Auburn at a Final Four 2019, and then like last year we see Alabama at a Final Four, and now there's the possibility of Alabama Auburn being 1 and 2 in college basketball. Like, what kind of what does this mean for the state of Alabama? Like, forget Alabama and Auburn for shit, but like the state of Alabama, like this is something that is huge for the state as a whole, a huge accomplishment.
Yeah. To be elite in Alabama in education and all that other kind of stuff, and finances and living conditions and blah blah. Everybody always wants Alabama's at the bottom, and then but it's here there's an opportunity for the state to shine, and both Alabama and Auburn. So it's good for the state. It gives it just helps with people. If you're in the sports, you walk around, you feel a sense of pride, and you're happy, and it's not all negative, down here, down south, and that kind of stuff. Everybody wants to focus on negative things, but it is, it gives you the sense of pride.
Yeah, because I mean, it's great. Like, it's great for our state right there.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something else that is great. Coming on into the Voice of College Football X account, where you can get top-notch discussion, debate, and analysis, where you can see some of the top-notch stuff that the Voice of College Football has come. Well, what do you know? We're breaking the fourth wall inside a 16th wall, inside a 17th wall on X, because there's our faces, Johnny. What do you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we got and the Voice of College Football has a new man, Patrick Pavetti, doing the Notre Dame show for Notre Dame Live on Notre Dame at the Voice of College Football. Our guys Garrison and Ryan Stanos on the Primetime Live show for the Ohio State show. And there's more to come, like our guys Zach Remulus on Missouri Live and Tierney and Chad Smith. Who needs Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift when you have the power couple of the Voice of College Football, Chad and Tierney Smith, as they bring magic every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But that's not all. You can come on in and check out the Voice of College Football Instagram account, where you can get top discussion, debate, and analysis. And you can see these little clips of Donovan Edwards and Jalen Milroe and Dylan Gabriel getting all these top-notch interviews. I can tell you something. It's a wild ride, and it's a fun ride, too, right here on the Voice of College Football.
All right, Jack, you ready to hear the funny story of the week?
Absolutely.
My experiences. All right, you ready? So I'm gonna do I'm not gonna include names or anything like that, and if I get it wrong, my teammates, my friends can find me and they correct me. But here's your funny story. All right, you never know when you're you go off to college, and you never know, especially football. So you're gonna sign, you go and you how all of a sudden have these new teammates and stuff like that, and you always find that there's gonna be some characters, some ones that are really unique. And on one occasion when I was in college, uh, one of my friends came up to me and they asked me a question. They said, "Have you seen the booger ball?" I said, "What?" And they said, "The booger ball." And I said, "What are you talking about, booger ball?" And so he proceeds to tell me there's a couple of guys upstairs in the dorm, and that they're roommates, and that they have created a booger ball. And what the guys would do, Jack, is they would pick their nose. Okay, and back when we had dormitories back then, and today kids live off campus and in apartments and stuff like that. But in the old days, we all lived in a dormitory with your fellow teammates. And so he's asking me, and I'm like, who? And they said, "You got to see it." So anyway, I go up to their room and that kind of stuff, and knock on the door, and I'll walk in. And they open the door, and I walk in. And back then, you could have bunk beds, you know what I'm saying, or you could have the little side by side single beds with a little nightstand in between, which is what these two guys had. And what they would do is they would sit there, they had a little ashtray in between, and they would sit there and they'd pick boogers, and then they would sit there and rub them on to this ashtray, and slowly started building what was known as the booger ball. And so I go in there, and when I first look at it, I mean, it's like a marble golf ball. And you know what I'm saying? They just keep on, and they just keep picking and whatever. And it just keeps growing and growing. And so all of us would call it the booger ball. So there's your, I don't know if you call it a funny story or a gross story, but I'll end it right there, the booger ball.
There you go.
And I got news for all you people out there. It gets worse. But you get all these test. You got these 18-year-old kids, and they come up, just whatever. And it's back in the 80s, and times were different back then. And I wish I would have had, back then, Jack. I wish we'd have had cell phones. We could take those little selfies, or not the selfie. Well, anyway, those little photographs, or we didn't have video or anything where on your little phone you could go in there, but I'm sure that there's a picture of that booger ball somebody's got somewhere.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There we go.
Stories from the past.
There we go. Well, John, what have you got going on your other adventures this week, man?
Just same old, same old. Headed down south doing the ACT and all the ins and out of that, and then I'll be back home this weekend. And my little buddy here is scratching me up to whatever. Roscoe, can you just take a chill pill? This guy's got more energy than any. Roscoe is just take a chill pill. But other than that, that's it. All the same.
There you go. Roscoe for the win.
Yay, Roscoe wins.
There we go.
Get him, boy. You go get him. Are you going to go get him?
Yeah, he thinks he's turning his head now. Wait until he hears like some of the callers on the Feinbaum show.
Roscoe, roll tide. Can you say roll tide?
Roll tide. And of course, you can check me out on Jatson Johnson 979, where I host the Jacksonian, and I have the buzzer beater with our buddy Will and D, good friend of the Voice College Football Network. And if you want more top-notch updates on the Jacksonian, which include my next episode that will be filming tomorrow night and will be released Wednesday night with the host of Locked On Patriots, Mike Debate, as we'll be discussing quite a lot about our take on Mike Vrabel becoming the Nets head coach. Well, I guess Roscoe wants to hear about Mike Vrabel as well, because for more information on what I've got going on the Jacksonian and on Alabama with the Voice College Football with Johnny Burt's and Jeffrey at Only Talk Sports, and plenty of our friends on the channel. Check out the updates on Jacksonville CFB on @/Twitter and on Instagram and Threads at JacksonJohnson543908. And for those that are like, I don't like Instagram or Twitter, Jamie on Blue Sky. I'm on Jackson Johnson 97, where I've got updates coming up on there as well. And of course, I'll likely be calling the Feinbaum Show sometime like this week, because I mean, doing that once a week now, twice a week, but it's a pretty
Tell him
fun.
I said hello.
Oh, I will.
I've called Paul.
Paul.
Oh, Paul. Oh, I miss old Tammy and all those old. That was great days back then.
There we go, man. It's like it was so funny. Like Phyllis and Tammy, those are funny characters. Those are
Well,
funny.
it hit me traveling. I'd be, back and forth school, coaching, all that kind of stuff, and it would be in the afternoon right after school, and I'd be able to listen to a little while of it, and then times have changed in today's world. I'm not able to do that. Then he went on TV, and so I'm not able. My schedule does not put me where I can listen while I'm in the car and that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I've had some conversations with Paul.
Oh, there you go, man. There you go. It's like, yeah, because it was like I have no idea if it's like the civil war between Jim from Tuscaloosa and Vance or whatever their names are, but it's like they got some callers from the local mill institution, tobacco outlet.
Is Legend still calling in?
Yeah, I think so. I think he called this Friday.
Yeah.
I
was when I was listening to him was back when what's his name poisoned the tree.
that Harvey Updike dude.
Yeah, Harvey. Yeah, he called in. I remember that, and I was listening to that, and I was like, "Oh, that's great. That was great."
Well, I'll tell you this though, we don't associate with Harvey Updike. He's like, that is not us.
He died.
Oh yeah, he passed.
Yeah. I say that. I think he died. Passed away.
Yeah. He's like,
Can you imagine that idiot going down there poisoning that live oak? That idiot.
and then he announces it on the radio.
I know, Paul Feinbaum. That's stupid.
Like, idiot. It's like, oh my God. But with that being said, we wish y'all a happy Monday, and to please like, comment, subscribe, and please share to your friends of the latest Crimson Tide Live on Alabama with the Voice College Football, so you never miss no video whatsoever. And let's beat Texas at the Voice College Football to 4,000 subs. Better yet, to 3,000 subs first, because I mean, Texas may have us beat in the SEC in their first year, but we're gonna have them beat on the Voice College Football, man. And with that, we wish y'all a happy Monday afternoon, Monday night, happy week, and I will definitely see you on the Alabama Call-In Show Thursday night, or whenever we've got breaking news. Johnny and I will be here. And of course, you'll see Manny Wilson once, twice a week. Who knows? You'll definitely see him on Crimson Tide Live with us for sure. With that, happy Monday night, everybody. And roll Tide!